Now is KTVU political analyst Brian Sobel. Brian, want to get your thoughts here on what we saw tonight, both the president's speech and the rebuttal. As far as the president is concerned, do you believe he made a strong enough case that a wall is necessary?
Well, he made a case for people who support the wall. I don't think he moved people who don't think a wall is necessary. Similarly, I don't think that Chuck Schumer or Speaker Pelosi moved anybody either. I don't know that there was a whole lot that was gained by what went on tonight, other than the president took all of the available facts that have been out there and talked about and put it into one package to talk about it tonight. One wonders whether that's a precursor to another move he may make over the next few days, which would be declaring a national emergency. But he put it all together. From the other side, from the Democrat side, I think they made a compelling case that the wall, as the president envisions it, is not necessary. But you heard some subtle things tonight. You heard the president talk about steel instead of concrete. That's a bit of a move, because Democrats, leading Democrats for years, have said, we're for border security. We just don't know that, we don't believe that a wall stretching the entire length of the southern border of the United States is the necessary solution.
We did, though, hear the president soften his approach a little bit. For much of this time, it has been build this wall, right? And today it was talking about those who are trying to make the long trek to America. And I want us to listen now to what he said in regards to those who are making this long journey, about what he says is the humanitarian crisis at the border.
These children are used as human pawns by vicious coyotes and ruthless gangs. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted on the dangerous trek up through Mexico. Women and children are the biggest victims, by far, of our broken system.
Okay, so there he's not labeling those trying to get into the country as criminals, right, and as a threat in that particular bit.
Right.
He's trying to be, or at least tonight, trying to appear sympathetic to those who are making this journey.
Well, and going further, he's saying that they're victims of outside influences, of people who are trafficking in human beings. So he's coming at this from a little different angle. Don't know whether it'll move anybody.
I mean, it seemed as though he was, sort of two tracks here. He was making the case that there certainly is a humanitarian crisis at the border. You have thousands of migrants coming here seeking asylum who are sort of stuck in limbo at this point. He seemed to make that case. Do you think he made the case that there is a security crisis, a security threat to our country?
I think you're going to see a vetting of all those statistics that were put into this talk of his. But I think people recognize that there are people coming across the border who have ill intent. They're here for the wrong reasons. The biggest problem has been how you deal with the children and other people who have ended up on the border or in the country, and how do you deal with those people? And the president tried to stress tonight that a lot of those, that they're pawns. They're brought forward by people who are making money off women and children, particularly, trying to, to find a better life.
But Brian, in the end, did tonight, or does tonight, do anything in ending the government shutdown?
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear enough in there in the way of, I will come, forward with these proposals, and then the Dems saying, I will come forward with these proposals. Now, there is this meeting scheduled, but you have to, if the right people are in the meeting, you have a chance. If the right people are not in the meeting, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a 45-minute meeting that leads to nothing. Yeah,
and the Democrats are saying, look, let's reopen the government, then we all sit down and talk about how much funding we can offer for a border wall.
Well, and you hit on a very key point here. What you heard tonight was the idea that Democrats say, we'll talk about border security, but we've got to reopen the government. And the president is saying, and to counter that, we can't afford to come to that resolution because we'll never talk about border security. We'll just reopen the government, and we'll still deal with what's going on.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Brian.